Good morning, everybody. I'm Kevin.
I'm Ralph. He cooks and I eat.
And it's morning up at the cottage, and we're going to do a little baking. We're going to a party later tonight, and of course, you never like to come empty-handed. So we're going to make some banana butter bars.
They've been a hit for a while now. People just love them.
Yeah, there's a number of variations you can kind of make with this recipe. And it's really easy to put together. And
you don't necessarily have to have a KitchenAid, right?
No, you do not. But this is what we use. But you do need an electric mixer. Really does help with this.
Okay.
So ingredients for our banana butter bars is relatively simple. We've got 4 eggs. We've got a pound of powdered sugar. We've got a cake mix, yellow. This is going to be essentially our crust. Use any brand that you want. We've got 2 sticks of butter. Here's one that I've already melted. Here's another stick. That will get melted as well. 8 ounces of cream cheese, and that's been softened. And of course, bananas, 2 large bananas. We found these really cute little tiny ones.
So they should be as ripe as possible.
As ripe as possible. So 2 to 3 ripe bananas. And I actually also usually will put in about a half a teaspoon of banana extract just for a little extra banana kick. So what we're going to do first is make our crust. So this couldn't be easier. So we're going to take our yellow cake mix. I'm going to put that in the mixer. And then we're going to take our stick of melted butter. And so I just melted that in the microwave. And got to be careful when you melt butter. You don't want to burn it. You just want it melted. So that's a stick of melted butter. And let's 1 egg. Okay. So there we go. This is our crust. We're just going to get this kind of together here.
So far, is this basically just like what you would be making a cake batter?
Well, cake batter you normally would also include oil and water and more than 1 egg in a cake batter. You wouldn't put a stick of butter in a cake batter normally if you were just making the cake version of this, but you can see it comes together.
It's getting pretty thick,
almost like a dough. Exactly. So once it's mixed and it comes together and it's all incorporated, let's get it off of our beater here. Now, we just set this aside. I've got a 9x13 baking pan, which I sprayed with Pam. We are going to just take our mix here, and we're going to make our crust with this. So
you just kind of spread it out by hand?
I'm going to spread it out by hand. Make sure your hands are clean, but often in the kitchen, our hands are the best tools. So we're just going to spread this.
My grandpa used to say, God invented fingers before forks.
And your grandpa was right. But this makes almost again, it's a yellow cake mix, so it's kind of starts with sort of buttery flavored. And this almost makes, almost like a shortbread type crust. Very buttery, very nice.
What's interesting is I've tasted these before, just fell in love with them, and I always thought it was almost like a graham cracker crust because of the toastedness and the flavor, I think, of what happens to the cake batter and the butteriness of it. So if you can make this at home, try it. You're going to love it.
Okay, so there's our crust. It's done. We'll be back in a jiff, and we'll start putting together the filling part, which is also fairly simple. So we'll be right. I'm going to wash my hands, and we'll be right back.
Stay clean, America.
Now we're going to start making our filling. So we're going to take our bananas And of course, we want to mash them up. I use a potato masher for this, and I think it works pretty well. You could use a fork or a big spoon would work, but
it'd be fun to do it just with your clean fingers, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be.
So how much do they have to get?
Well, just sort of, you want to break the banana down because it just makes it easier. You know, this mixer is probably strong enough that it could break them down.
You mean the masher?
Anyways, yeah, but I think just.
Oh, I see. They're starting to get liquefy almost.
Exactly, and that way they'll incorporate into the whole thing. So.
Sounds like a percussion instrument when you hit the sides.
Could start our own band using kitchen utensils.
Could join Sergio Mendes in the Brazil 66.
All right, we're going to take our... Is that what we're hearing? Yeah, there's such a great sound.
It's a good tropical sound for a tropical... Although this recipe you said originated in the...
This is really a southern recipe, and those friends of ours in the south who watch these videos, you can tell me if I'm right or wrong on this.
Well, we know they love their butter and their cream cheese, which we do in the north as well.
So we're just we've softened the cream cheese. It's been out for about 45 minutes or so out of the fridge. And we are just going to cream that up.
Cream it up, yum yum, cream it up. How's the oven?
The oven is preheating and it's at 350 degrees. So, okay, now we've got our cream cheese. Now what we've got to do is we're going to add our butter. Again, this is the second stick of melted butter. I want to get all that buttery goodness. That's part of why these taste so great, is because you've got that stick of butter in the in the crust, and you've got a stick of butter here. And we're going to put in 3 eggs. And like with most baking, it is always nice to have your ingredients at room temperature. Your eggs.
Oh yeah, you crack eggs so well. I always make a total mess and get shells and everything.
Well, I've cracked a lot of them, and trust me, I've had a lot of egg disasters. Okay. We're going to kind of get this incorporated here. With the cream cheese, because it is so thick, you do need to do a little scraping.
So right now, again, this is just the cream cheese, the eggs,
and the butter.
And the butter, okay.
Okay. And we're going to mix it just a little bit more, and then we're going to put our nanas in.
Nanners.
Let's put in our 3 bananas. Again, these were, obviously the riper the banana, the sweeter it is. So we're going to let this blend for a couple of minutes, and I'll put that, I'm going to put a little extract in there as well, about a half a teaspoon, and then we'll come back and add the powdered sugar. So we have our bananas, eggs, cream cheese, butter, banana extract all in here. We're adding powdered sugar.
The whole bag?
Yes, it's 1 pound. And it sounds like a lot, but when powdered sugar hits liquid, it melts very quickly. So
plus it is a sweet treat. Got to have some sweet in there.
Right, you got to have sugar. Now I'm just going to put this on low so we don't have a I Love Lucy moment here.
Aww. 100th birthday.
Yeah, she just had her. There was her 100th birthday just last week. Okay. You can take it up a little bit once all that confectioner's sugar gets in. I'm going to scrape the bowl. Get it all in.
Good way to make sure it's all blending.
Right.
You don't have lumps or clumps or sugar surprises.
So to me, this recipe is It's got that wonderful buttery crust. The filling is very soft, almost like a cheesecake, and it does have a little bit of that with the cream cheese. And then you have the banana. Another variation on this is to use drained crushed pineapple instead of the banana, and you have yourself a banana or a pineapple butter cake. Okay, so here's our filling. Clean our beater off. We want to get all that good stuff off of there. I've never figured a better way to clean a beater than with one's fingers, so. Okay.
What about a tongue? That might give it some competition.
Okay. So we got our pan back here where we put our crust. This just is going to pour right over it.
Yellow on yellow. That looks good. Yeah, this is just such a different and yet simple recipe. I'm surprised it's not more common, and it's always such a big hit. I mean, these disappear instantly when you take them to a party. People are so surprised. Different. And there are so many, I don't know, just common things that people do with sweets, and then things that you have to avoid for certain diets. We have friends that can't have chocolate, friends that can't have nuts, and so this is always a great alternative.
And, if you weren't worried about that, could you put some chopped pecans in here if you wanted to? Yes, you could. You could probably put some chocolate chips in here if you wanted to do a chocolate banana thing.
I've often thought a good variation would be shredded coconut, because it's got kind of
I
don't know, something
so
like tropical.
Yeah. Okay, so there it is. We're going to
pop it in
for about 40 to 50 minutes, depending on your oven. It should be nice and golden brown at the top, but we don't want to overcook this. Our banana butter bars have been in for 45 minutes at 350 degrees, and there they are.
This cottage kitchen smells wonderful, by the way.
And you can see it's got a little bit of a jiggle to it, and that's okay. What you really want to look for is this nice, just light brown color on the top crust.
Golden brown.
And when that cools, which takes a couple hours for it to really fully cool.
Does it?
Yeah. And then we'll cut it into bars, and we'll have our banana butter bars.
Wow, so it takes a couple hours to cool, and then you cut it into bars and take it to the party.
So there it is, it's a party favorite. People love it, and glad that you could be a part of this recipe here at the cottage with us.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch and spread the word.
cavalcadeoffood.blogspot.com. That's the website. The recipe will be on there. And make it, and you'll be glad you did.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.